Hi guys, this is Data Scientist. I'm here to tell you about the exciting and easy ways you can get and use data science tools and techniques to make your lives easier. And if you want to learn new, interesting, latest tools that are being developed in data science, this is a channel you should check out. So today I want to talk about Spacy, which is an open source NLP library which helps you understand text, process text, and build products as quickly as possible. This library has been around for 5 years now. It's in its third version, so it's 3.0, and it's taken the world to some extent by storm, and I use it quite often. So I just want to create a set of videos to help people who are new into this data science NLP field to get a feel for Spacy and how they can make the best use of it. So if you're working with a lot of text, you'll eventually want to know more about it. For example, what do the words mean in context? If there's a mention of, say, apple, does it mean fruit apple or does it mean the company Apple? How do certain words relate to each other? You want to figure out if someone's doing an action, what they are doing, and who is getting affected by this action. And this is where Spacy comes in, because Spacy is trained with a large corpus of text. The models in Spacy have learned how to understand languages like we as humans do. So they can be applied on a large variety of text that you will come across and make your jobs much, much easier. The best thing about Spacy is that it's built for making production-grade applications and products. So it's not like an academic tool where you have to do research, but it's designed keeping in mind that most people want to build products for their companies or for themselves. And this is where Spacy comes in. And it's been deployed in various other cutting-edge products that you can see on Spacy.io's website. Keeping that in mind, the API is very fast, very efficient. It will help you understand and process a large amount of textual data. And this will help you to build quickly natural language understanding systems. And if you want to go further, it will also help you pre-process text for advanced things like deep learning. So Spacy has many possibilities, but for this video I'm going to focus on 3 things: tokenization, lemmatisation, and part-of-speech tagging. By tokenization, we just mean like segmenting the sentences or the text data you have into words, punctuation, etc. By lemmatisation, I mean like getting the root word of a bigger word. For example, this could include catching becomes catch, and part-of-speech means just finding the grammatical assignment of a word. So it could mean finding out if a word is a verb or a noun, or if it's a proper noun or a direct object. For the purpose of the video, I'm going to assume that you have access to Jupyter Notebook. If you haven't, I'll put in a link for Anaconda's website where you can download Anaconda, and through Anaconda you can download by Jupyter Notebook. So going by the best practice in data science and Python programming, it's best to create a fresh environment. So I've created mine already, but I'm just showing you the code how you can do it for Python 3.6. And then if you want to install Spacy packages in the environment, you can go on your terminal, or you can also use pip install Spacy on the Jupyter Notebook itself by using the exclamation mark. And after you've installed Spacy, please also install one of Spacy's statistical model. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to download the ENCO small model provided by Spacy. Just to highlight, here we have only downloaded the small model, but Spacy has other models that you can download too. So you have the medium MD model or the large LG model, which can do different things and can have more layers of abilities that they can do. Spacy 3.0 also has transformer models, so you can use pre-trained embeddings from BERT and then deploy them for your project or any other work that you're planning to do. Let's start by creating a text example. Here I'm creating a standard text example provided on the Spacy website, which uses the phrase Apple is looking at buying startups in the UK for $1 billion. It's a good example. It shows geographical location, UK. It shows a numerical value, $1 billion. And it also shows a proper noun, Apple. So it's good to just play out and test out how Spacy works under the hood. You can import Spacy like any other packages by writing import Spacy. A good thing to do after importing is to check the version. So just use spacy.dunder method version and just ensure that you have downloaded Spacy 3.0, as we'll be using that version for our tutorials henceforth. So once you have installed and downloaded the train pipeline, which is the small model, you can load it via spacy.load. This will return a language object containing all the components and data needed to process the text. Usually by convention we call it NLP. And calling the NLP object on a string of text will return a processed doc. Just to add here, another way you could have loaded the train pipeline and the data is by importing it. So you could have just done import enco web sm, and you would only use this method if you had pip installed the model. So you could go onto the Spacy's website, download the train pipeline, the enco web sm from the GitHub page, and then do a pip install for that. It's just that sometimes in some computers internet is not connected properly to PyPy to download all the models directly. So this method is also utilized, and when that happens, you can import it like a package. Let's create a doc. You can use the NLP object on the text to create the doc to analyze the text further. A key thing to keep in mind about doc is that even though the text inside of it is processed, for example, it's split into individual words and annotated, it still holds all the information of the original text, like white spaces and characters. And you can always get the offset of a token into the original string, so you can reconstruct back into what it was before. This way you'll never lose any information when processing the text with Spacy. To get the details out of the doc, you need to run a for loop to get the tokens inside the doc. So the first token that you can get is the text part. So you get all the text, specific individual text that was mentioned inside the sentence. Then you can get the lemma, which is the root of a word. So looking here becomes look. And then you can also get the part of speech. So you can identify if apple is a proper noun or a verb, or looking is a proper noun or a verb. And the key thing to highlight here is that the use of underscore. To get any labels of the annotation, you need to use underscore. If you don't use the underscore, it'll still work, but it'll give out a number, which is like a hash value referring to the said label. In this example, you can clearly see that Spacy has recognized apple as a proper noun, is as recognized as an auxiliary, and the root of is b, so that is also recognized. You can also see how 1 is recognized as a number, and a billion is also recognized as a number and not as some character. And UK, even though it's just like u.k, it's also recognized as a proper noun because it's the name of a country. Another thing you can do is when you have large amount of text, you want to extract the information and put that in a data frame. So here I'm trying to create a data frame, a pandas data frame, to get all the annotation of the text. To do that, you need to put the labels into a list and then run the loop on that list so that all the data is collected into a list format, and then convert that into a pandas data frame using the pandas method for data frame. That's all, folks, for now. Please do like, subscribe, and comment on the post below, and let me know if you want any more changes or if you have any questions regarding Spacy. Please put that in the comment below and I'll try my best to answer them as soon as possible. Thanks a lot. See you soon.